Welcome back to the FTS. We are here at Tokyo for race 19. It's a quick look down qualifying. And back up the board. We are ready to race. Morshu on pole. Pace truck going in. Right now we are green flag to kick off the Cloverworks 250. Morshu leads him down into one. Getting a great run into the corner. Iris also coming up the inside. Fred Jones right behind for third, as everybody wants a piece of this front. Coming off the exit the first lap, Iris going to lead him down. 84 looking good. Everyone behind, some of them in the playoffs want to take advantage of this situation. The 91, the 86, and the 18. All there. Billy Mays mixing it up despite being eliminated. And here come Beach Brutus and the Puff. Hint of a top 10. So we have our established drivers trying to make it in. Further back a bit more for the playoff drivers. Darkest Presence trying to keep up with them. Rice Shower and Star back there. A little bit of a struggle there. Nothing too challenging for these drivers just yet. And really back here, seeing the back of the field. Just a lot of double file racing. Macaroni started really far back, not a playoff driver. And everybody out back. 38's kind of keeping up, but the 1 isn't. Well, not really. They're both going to fall back eventually. But up front, the 86, standing on business. I think we did get through all 8 of them. We see the 91, 18, 25 back there, and 17. A lot of just aggression here. Morshu looked like he wanted to go 3 wide. Didn't quite take that. '17 at Beach Brutus. Slipping in here as they're trying to get around the 21. I think Wolf Van Halen can still keep up with these guys, but the problem is he's behind the 8 ball and just needs to make up spots. So even if he gets past, he could try and get him back later, but he keeps ahead of the 17. Meanwhile, Darkest Presence, he's on that high side with no way getting down. You see Fishbone in the 15th position. This track is a very fast-paced track. Oh, we got drivers going up the track. That's Fred Jones in the wall. Fred Jones in the wall. What happened here? The 76, Butterpants getting into it there. That's going to let the 86 drop a lot of time and spots as he's trying to get it back going. The 76 still in the top 5. The 86 has dropped back even behind Darkest Presence. So that's going to be an issue. You do not want to deal with the damage here. Hampter 3 wide, clearly going the long way around, not built for this. Keep our eyes on this 62. That's the winless team still here. They are looking for their first win. Just slowly climbing up the field there. Iris, update on this 84 has kind of dropped out of the lead. That's where Billy Mays has it now. The Puff now in second. Battling down into 1 to 25, trying to get there. Do not believe that he's going to be there. He'll keep on the back bumper. Maybe try to get him away from third. Because if a top 2 battle alone, like look at the distance they've put on Morshoe already. But the Puff's going to try and go for it. Shorter way around 1, battle in. That's going to be a new leader. Darkest Presence has mixed it in here. Morshoe's going the wrong way now. The 18 has it the worst going in, and now losing all these positions is not going to make it any easier for this team. Samus in the top 10. So is Peter Griffin after his amazing win last race. And Billy May's not giving up either. Look at the 19 all over this. These are clearly one of the 2 trucks to beat, so just see if the 19 has anything left. If he does, then he'll have to put it to good use, and if not, then we'll just see what it looks like if it runs long enough green. A much better 3 and 4 that time. Going down the front. The 19 has a nose. And he's going to use it right there. Just trying to get a little bit more speed as they go side by side down the back. Neither driver giving an inch here. And it looks like the high and low sides are still going. The Puff just has more to say out there, and he's going to roll it out. Good defense from the 25. Back here, the battle for third really kicks up, which is why they're leaving him behind. All the way back to 8th, relatively in there. Morshoe's found his way down to kind of defend some positions and even get 6th place back. And here you can just see just how spread out it is. Some drivers definitely having it better than others. And the 62 has found herself going the wrong way. Not too far off from where Fred Jones is. He's still able to stay inside the top 20 despite being all the way in the top 5. Just hasn't worked out for this team just yet. Another driver really on the struggle bus right now being Mac Aroni. That's the 75 currently running all the way back in the 27th position. Billy Mays back out front. The Puff there back to 2nd place. Wolf Van Halen a little bit further back. That might affect his chances to make it here. And it does kind of suck. He's pointing decent now. He did get those 2 wins. That's the reason he's here. Thinking that Cinderella run might come to an end sooner rather than later. Iris doesn't really have much for fourth there. That's Butterpants taking the position. And right now it's just been these two out front. 19 and 25. And they're both really going. But right now it just looks like the Puff had that run. That's what he's going to take. Another driver that honestly needs a good run but isn't having it exactly might be the 56. At the point in the season where top 10 runs are basically mandatory if you want to have good points days, and this is not it. This is a 13th place run so far. Sneak Snart the 10, doing fine, but still having to get pushed out of the way, losing a couple spots. And Fred Jones, see him back there, he's getting passed by other drivers. That's Princess Alexa, Captain Falcon going for him next. The 86 is getting kind of eaten up back there. As there goes Tub Schittler, the 28. Once again, the dynamic between Billy Mays and the Puff go crazy right now. They have spent so much time far beyond everyone else in the top two. Just looking at the gap right there, just kind of on an island. Billy Mays really wants to have a better run through the middle, but it just doesn't take. Right there, he's going to have to cede again as the 25 takes it back again. A little bit further back, you see what's happening here. Third place still highly contested as other drivers fighting for their spot. The four Darkest Presence might have a good run here. Get past 76, kind of get to the top 5. Got a little help from Morshoe there. As long as you can make it work. And also getting past Beach Brutus could be an accomplishment too. The 17, right there. Morshoe's helping himself as well as helping the 4. That could be what both these drivers need. Big point swing on the 17. As Peter Griffin now making passes here. The 44 showing up now. Reischauer up to 11th, but that gap is pretty massive. Almost entirely 3 seconds. You can see the rest of the field too. A lot of separation out there. As the 36 of Purple Bottom, maybe unscheduled stop. Not sure what's happening here. It looks like the hood got a little messed up. Let's take a look at the onboard here. Can't really tell from that. Yeah, one of our more unimportant drivers damaged there. As what is going on back here? Thought I saw some 3-wide action, but must have disappeared as quickly as it began. The Puff, Billy Mays. I think they got to be worried about Window Liquor and Haru, both of them running pretty far off the pace. It looks like the 1 has it now. Rats Tyrell is still very far ahead of even the 1 and 38. And then that's just the back stretch. As a back straightaway's length away for the 25 and 19. They're hoping that pit stops or a caution happens before they even meet those two. Hoping something changes about the dynamic of this race between these two, because they do not want to be racing each other with lap traffic in the way. For the 19, this is just the bittersweet run in this round of 8, just trying his best to prove that he is the best driver this season. 3 wins already, trying for a 4th. The Puff, sitting on 1 win, he would always like another. And right now, just seeing what it takes to really just stay with him. Like, oh, we got a smoker on the apron. That's Noah K in the 9. That is very, very unfortunate. Smoking it around the apron there. Get room to get off the track and bring it in. Oh, by the way, those two have made a pit stop. The 1 and 38 have pitted. So they're out of the way. Which just leaves the 19 and 25 what their move to make is. And staying out so far. Anybody in like the lead pack wants to make that move first. That would be the move of the race. If it goes green all the way. You don't want to get caught lap down. Actually, let's see where those two come out. The 1 made a better stop. As Haru is going to remerge all the way with Sneetsnart in the gang, while Window Licker comes out in front of Tub Schittler. Schittler's 28. You got a couple other drivers around, being the 33 and the 15. Meanwhile, these two are not giving up. They have no quit in them. I think the Puff might be the first one to take the bait on pit road. Oh, they're both coming. Both come down. We got a couple that stay out. The first round of in. How spread out it is, that's where it really comes down to it. Oh, but 90. Bunger really didn't get the memo that they were coming down. See how slow he is. That's going to cost him a ton of time. Butterpants and Wolf Van Halen currently 1-2 right now. They're both coming in. Peter Griffin in. Razor Rice Shower. Rice coming in. Fishbone in. A lot of these drivers in right now. Fred Jones is going to be a particularly interesting watch out here, because he's got that damage he's one to look out after. There's the 25 in front of the 19. Sneetsnart and Captain Falcon have both stayed out. There you see the 7 coming in, the 10 coming in. I think that's it, really. The 86 of Fred Jones. Talked about it. The damage is going to be significant there, and that's what they're repairing right now. That's what they're staying in for. That's what's going to cost the 86 team so much in that regard. Star looks like she had a bad stop. Nothing else to say about that. The 10 got a lap lead. Yeah, there you see 80 even getting past the 62. Bad stop for this team. And the Puff is going to be the leader. Who's in front of him is in threat of going a lap down. That's Haru. And that is Squargly had a bad stop. The 38 of Window Licker is already a lap down as Darkest Presence climbs into the third position. Let's go on board with the puff here as we get our leaderboard back in order here. Yeah, you'll see the 10 and the 7 go down the order. Presence in third. Fourth place goes to Morshu. Beach Brutus, Wolf Van Halen still holding on to top 10 spots. The 7 has found its way back to 16th. Not too much more for the 10. Yeah, see positions trickling down. That is 40th place Haru, who is about to go a lap down. The 6 is about to go a lap down. Window Licker is already one lap down. And Noah K is the one out of the race. So at this point, it doesn't look like anyone's here to stop the 25 as he continues to run out there. Squargly with a relatively shockingly not good race. That's where the 19 is. Still has to pass Haru as he gets by the 6. 38 drivers in the lead lap. Back to Fred Jones. The 86 not having a good time. You see Purple Bottom on the lead lap. But the 86 is just kind of lost his step here. That's what the 25 wants to put a lap down. That playoff driver could be a threat to him in the long term. So that's where he's going. Dirtman 5 racing with Rats Tyrell. The 5 team had their good run at Zengiltis, but not so much here. And there's where Bunger is after getting held up a lot. One driver who's really struggling on this right now is Star, currently getting past Queso. But honestly, it's not been a good points day for the 62 team. They're looking at the road course like it's a must-win situation. There's 8-0 in the 15, Sneak Snart's 10 that got passed. And Star needs this position. That's every point matters for this team, and they are looking for some sort of miracle here within the last 25 laps or so. Billy Mays just feels like an eternity away for the 19. Even more so for Darkest Presence, who has just been frustratingly close to a title, but has been able to do it. And he's been here. He has been great. Never ever titled, but just so good. Seeing a lot of drivers within the top 10 trading their positions right now. Iris on the way back. I think that's Samus. Could be entering 6th, not the top 5. That's Morshu. Wolf Van Halen trying to get past Haru. Look at this. Tub Schittler is making up good spots. He's all the way up in the top 15. There's Star Walker back there, so a lot of drivers making up a solid time. Rice Shower a little bit behind there in 20th. Looks like their pit crew might have sent her the wrong way. Derek Bombs 33 is running good. Macaroni, after that horrible crash, he's currently sitting in the 18th position. Yeah, we just saw another driver get past. That is, remember, Purple Bottom made that pit stop earlier. So the 36 is not in a good position right now. That is important to know. That was the passing that these drivers had to make. And the 4 doesn't want to get caught behind him in a wrong spot. So he's just hoping that just makes it a little bit further past the corner. But it didn't happen. Now to ride it out back here. And now that creates a... Oh, we got a caution? I think we got a caution. Yeah, we do have a caution. It was Michael Rosen. The yellow is out. So it's not going to be a frantic race on pit road. It's going to be all on the track. And it looks like right here, window liquor. Oh, window liquor. That it was the 38. He just merges down the track in front of Hampter after looking at a freshly jammed window. Okay, that might have been the 45's fault, but still, the 38 goes around. Get the jam. Oh, Reischauer was involved, and Starr, both of them in it. Derek Bauma's upside down. Ado piles in. Stroker, a piece of it there. And this takes care of all the playoff stuff. Not the way the 62 wanted to see it. Starr just looked like she wanted to go low, but didn't get down in time. Right there in window liquor. That's where Rosen is. That flips the 33. Ado trying to slow down, but little bedsheet just piles them in. That's Queso in the 99. That's a myriad of destroyed race trucks. Queso looks like he's got some damage. I think... Oh, we got some takers, some drivers coming in, some drivers not coming in. It was a mixed strategy in which the 42 stays out, the 91 stays out, the 56 stays out. This is gonna be hell. As now we have a lot to sort out before we go green. All right, we got time. So the Puff, who was leading, is going to be restarting in the 13th position. Reischauer didn't pit. Playoff driver currently sitting 11th. And Wolf Van Halen, playoff driver, sitting 4th. The leader is Samus. Take a look at the drivers out of the race. The 62 is out. The 33, 10, and some others. Princess Lexa also went a lap down in the proceedings. So unfortunate for the 2 team. That puts Queso on the lead lap. 32 trucks back to the 99. And I believe we are far from over. This was kind of a nice, cordial race. The first 2/3 of this race, I'd say, were relatively clean and procedural, so to speak. I think the madness has been unlocked. I think this is where everybody loses their goddamn minds, and we're going to see some crazy shit happen. And with the 42 leading, we could see another first-time winner here. But she's going to have to hold off a ton of competition here if she wants to make that a reality. Samus, take him to the green. Green, green. And Lexa is not really going. Lexa doesn't appear to be going at all. She must have hit something back there. And I don't think Reischauer's got that much underneath her as well. Keep my eye on the 4, 25, and 19. Those 3 back there are going to be very important. As we have a wreck in the back. Fred Jones in it. Queso finally killed it, I think. Caution's back out. Samus will be taking the yellow flag this time. And of those 3 I told you to keep your eyes on, it looks like, whoa, little A little bit of conflict between the Umas there. Haru, shower, rice shower. Don't want to get too much into it. All right. So we didn't get too far till the caution came out. I'm thinking it might have been Rats Tyrell's fault. Yeah, he got squeezed there. Rituala came up, and that's what causes all this to happen. Oh, Queso hit hard. Queso hit the 66 pretty hard. And we see all the drivers rolling away from it, though. And Queso's done. Rats Tyrell looks like he's about to be done. Fred Jones is still trying to get out there and make something happen. I think everybody's staying out right now. Like, you don't come in. Cautions will help you alleviate the laps you need to make it to the end here. 31 trucks in lead lap, back to Rats Tyrell. He's back out there. I think the only truck we lost on conflict was Queso. Fred Jones is still rolling after all the shit he's taken. And top 20 back to J Money. Remember, those drivers that pitted, they're kind of back there. So if you see someone like Morshoe, that's not really to worry because you only got Beach Brutus, Darkest Presence, and the Puff are only a few spots up each. So now the 42 is going to try and run it back again. You know, that chaotic track. I mean, I don't know about this one. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Squargly's going to have a better restart. Yeah, green comes out. Yeah, that's Lexa. That's why Lexa is just kind of causing all the chaos here. But I don't know. She loves the violence. I'm serious. Canonically, she's a psychopath. This is not a joke. As looking back here, we see a little bit of ducking and sliding back here. The problem is the bottom lane's going to get caught up here, and I think Beach Brutus is going to have a clear shot at the top unless they get past the two here. These are all the playoff drivers looking for their spots. I think Rice Shower might be just as slow, so that's actually hurting the high side. As Butterpants coming in for the lead. The 76 trying to take it from the 42. Oh, with the help from behind, that might be the case. Iris down the back. Those guys back there need to get past those slower trucks, but there's just not enough time. I think if you stayed out, that's just it. Butterpants takes the lead. Samus goes back to second. Let's take a look at that stack-up jam behind them. And they are their own worst enemies back here. Look at all this. The two got up high, and I think this is what the 25 needs to get past Lexa. Oh, Haru's up there in the mix. See Morshoe and everyone trying to bail out on the high side. That's going to leave Beach Brutus pretty boxed in. Top of 3 for the 17. A very bad position for your drivers to be in right now. He's back there with Fred Jones. Fred Jones has had a awful day. I don't think Beach Brutus deserves any of this, but he just ain't having it right now. And it just ain't lucky. Looking at the 4, Darkest Presence gets by as Rice Shower, also pretty slow. That's the Puff. Right there, the Puff needs to get down in front of Schittler, as he does. Up front, it is kind of calmed down right now, but it's still far from over. Looking out for the 6 is a lap down. It kind of sucks that 6 had a bad stop. He's being competitive up here. Wolf Van Halen pushing up to 3rd. And Peter Griffin in the top 5. Trying to take a top 5 spot from Iris, but not quite going to get there. Macaroni. There's Starwalker. Remember we both thought these two would be hot contenders for Rookie of the Year. But honestly, both of them have been decently impressive in select races. So they're looking to go out with just a little bit more top tens on their name. Taking a look at the Puff here. Currently saddled in 13th as Darkest Presence has kind of rolled away for 10th. Those spots, those are the good ones. Rice Shower is surprisingly keeping up. This is 15th with that banged up truck. And Morshoe does not want to let any of these playoff drivers get the best of him here. He is a man of action. He's taking a pass on the 56. As Darkest Presence gets another spot. I see where those skid marks in 3 and 4 may have had something to do with the 2 truck. As Wolf Van Halen begins moving up. He's into second. As Butterpants has to hold off the 91 now. They could just stay green. But Samus, not going to let him have the low side going into the 3. Both drivers doing everything they can to get that 76. Butterpants sails it down into 1 with limited laps left. Here comes the 91. In the regular season, he was drowning, but now he's just a handful of laps away from a championship 4 spot. He sails it off to the lead. Wolf Van Halen takes it for now. Peter Griffin falling out of the top 5. Darkest Presence wants a spot in that top 5. And you see the Puff back there trying to get to the top 10. It is just drivers on drivers on drivers trying their best to get the spots they need. So you have drivers that are good in points. It creates kind of a rift, like who's even going to get that final spot on points. Morshoe in 13th. Beach Brutus back in the top 20. Beach Brutus could be the candidate right there. Rice Shower is dropping spots. She'll fall outside the top 20 if she's not careful. And what about Fred Jones? He's all the way back in 30th. He's still racing, but it just hasn't come to fruition right now. The 86 has just been through the ringer. But one man out front, and it's Wolf Van Halen. Butterpants. Let's go on board with him as he is trying to figure this out. Just get past the 6 and run up there. Yeah, Squargly has been so damn good that it just creates this. Oh, he's pitting. Butterpants is coming in. So is Samus and Iris. These drivers that stayed out. Those were the drivers that stayed out. A lot of them stayed out. Now that question comes up for the 91. Is this going to happen to him? Fishbone second. Darkest Presence third. Wolf Van Halen's a few laps away. Is he going to come in? He's coming in. This changes a lot right now. Darkest Presence sailing it off. Fishbone, Peter Griffin are coming in. Rice Shower has to come in. The 62 of Star out of the race. That just leaves Darkest Presence as your leader. 2 to go. The Puff has taken second. I told you that battle between those 3 were going to be very important going on. If they had the fuel to make it. Really thought those drivers were going to get more cautions. Maybe stretch that fuel out to the end. But guess not. White flag for the 4 team. Darkest Presence has it all set for him. If he can just survive the onslaught, this could be his day. This also helps Morshoe. He looks like he's going to make the fuel. Coming out turn 4. He's a man on a mission. Darkest Presence back to victory lane at Tokyo. And what a day it's been. The Puff, P2. J Money walks away with 4th. Macaroni top 5. Beach Brutus with a good finish. Razor with a top 10. Hampter, Tubb made the fuel stick. Plenty of good finishes all around, but only one man at the top at the end of the day. Oh, that was for position right there between those two. A little bit of everything. Rex, long green flag run, and a fuel scare at the end that leaves one man in the final four. Here's how everyone else finished. Some drivers had it great. Others just couldn't make it happen. That's all we have for this day. Till next time, take care.